Hi guys, this is a redirect to my trial reaction to Jojo's Bizarre Adventure episodes 1, 2 and 3. I thoroughly enjoyed this. That was some intense stuff going on in these episodes. So at the moment on Patreon I'm currently doing trial reactions, so that means reacting to the first 3 episodes to get an idea of what the anime is about, because I can't fully commit to the series just yet, but it interested me so much that I will definitely continue reacting to this at some point in next year. So my plan, I think, don't hold my word to this because I don't know how I'm gonna react to My Hero Academia. Because I plan to react to My Hero Academia in January. That's just a trial reaction, so I don't know how I'm gonna, like, which animes I'm gonna do first. So the first anime that I'm definitely gonna do first is Demon Slayer. So I'm definitely continuing with Demon Slayer in from January onwards. So the trial reactions, let me just say what the trial reactions are. So the trial reactions for when I upload this in November will be to Blade of the Immortal and Code Geass. So those are the 2 animes that I'll be trial reacting to on Patreon for early 1 month access. And also for December's trial reactions will be to Black Clover and Jojo Senki Saga of Tanya the Evil. And then January has My Hero Academia, and then I left it blank, and that blank spot will be Demon Slayer. So I will continue with my Demon Slayer reactions from January 2020 onwards. It's just gonna have to be 2 videos per month though, because I'm so busy nowadays, so I'm gonna have to stick to that rule because I also react to One Piece, as you know. So once I'm done with Demon Slayer is a very short anime, so I can get that done fairly quickly within a few months, and then after that it's either going to be Jojo that I'll continue with or My Hero Academia. I think it's going to be Jojo because I've started that one first. Yeah, I'll see how that goes. And oh my god, okay, so these episodes, a lot going on. It's very interesting, the actual timing that this whole anime is set in. It's set in London, Victorian London. So that's very interesting because I haven't reacted to an anime that was set in London, which is the city that I live in. But this is set in the Victorian times, so that's even more interesting because it has like a Victorian setting, Victorian rules, society. So the whole storyline is that Dario Brando came across this dying man. Presuming that he was already dead, he wanted to steal some of his things, some of his valuables, because he was a very rich man. George Joestar was a very rich man that he was trying to steal from, but then he started waking up, and then he mistook him for like trying to treat him. So Dario, obviously he doesn't want his really shady act to be exposed. So he just went along with it, saying that, oh yeah, I treated you, I saved your life. So he went along with that bullshit. So not Joseph, I mean George, I believe that's the dad's name. He basically was very grateful for that. He was a very kind man, and my heart broke when he died in the 3rd episode, because he was trying to protect his son from Dio. Dio being the incredibly ungrateful towards George, because George took him in as he adopted him, so he took him in as a family member and a respectable family member, and he just threw it in his face. He tried to kill him. He tried to poison him in the last 2 episodes when he was falling ill. Thank goodness that Jojo, he actually spotted this before he could finally kill off George. So basically the whole idea is that once Dario, the one that was like trying to steal all those valuables from George all those years ago, which left his wife dead. Basically there was like this horse carriage accident, I believe, that happened. So that's why George was almost at his death, but he managed to survive the fall. Unfortunately, the mother died, but the baby survived. And the baby is Jonathan. Back in those days, Dario just went along with it, saying that yeah, I saved your life, when he didn't. He was trying to steal stuff from him. And then after that, Dario at some point had his own. During that time, he had his own baby called Dio, and he was an extremely abusive, extremely cruel man who was abusive towards Dio's mom and Dio himself. He was just such a disgusting father figure for Dio, because Dio hated him so much that when his father Dario finally died, he actually spit on his grave. Yeah, he had no sense of remorse over his father getting killed. And then we find out much later on that Dio actually he helped kill his father by giving him like a poison to make his illness even worse rather than treating him. So that's what was going on. So yeah, yeah, so fucked up. So because of that, Dio became a very sociopathic individual. Has no sense of empathy. Like once, so basically, just before Dario died, he told Dio to go to George's family, the Joestar family, and become like an adopted son, just so that he can get all their fortune, to get ownership of the house once George dies, whenever he dies. Well, to kill him, and then he'll be able to get all his inheritance. It's so fucked up, all for the sake of getting power and money with these people. So yeah, Dio was once in a poor family situation. Then he got adopted by George because George was very grateful for what his father apparently did, trying to save his life when he didn't save his life really. So but it turns out that actually George at one point did actually know that Dario was lying this whole time, but he still was being very kind to him, and still took Dio in as a son. So that really shocked me. Like, wow, this guy has so much mercy. It just makes his death so much more sad. Like, so when Dio met Jonathan, he was an absolute douchebag from the very beginning. He was an absolute arsehole. He treated him like shit. He tried to like win things to make Jojo feel bad. And not just that, like when Jonathan met Erina, and I really like the relationship between Jonathan and Erina, and that was very cute. She seems like a really pretty and nice girl. Unfortunately, Dio had to ruin everything by kissing Erina first. So that ruined everything. Erina felt like it was just so bad. Like he forced a kiss basically, and it was so wrong, so dirty. And then he started like punching her. Uh, so disgusting. And then yeah, it's just that really got Jonathan angry that he did that to his own girlfriend. So then he just made Jojo's life an absolute misery. And it really, but it's because of Erina that Jonathan didn't go through total 100% depression. But obviously that relationship was cut short because of that kissing incident. And then after that, there was this whole business with the mask. Like I was so confused about like what value the mask has, but it turns out to be like a proper torture mask. It was used as a weapon because it has spikes that come out of it. I don't know if they mentioned it in the episodes, but I was curious about where that mask actually came from. Because like when you think of weapons, you think of guns and knives. You don't think of an actual mask being used to kill someone. And it's not just that, but I was like so shocked. So basically, when George when George Joestar was starting to get ill, Dio was like giving him this medicine, but it was actually making his condition even worse. So then Jojo caught on to that after reading a letter from Dario. He found out that actually he's slowly trying to poison him, slowly trying to kill him off. So, Jonathan, he basically had a fight against Dio and was trying to protect his family at all costs against Dio, and so he went to London to London's East End to like find the Asian medicine, to find the antidote to his father's to the poison that was put into his father's system. So so then he found someone. Don't know what his name is. Think I don't know. I don't know what his name is, but he fought someone. He fought a lot of people. He was by then he was very strong, so he was able to fight a lot of people, and he actually showed a lot of mercy towards towards the guy who had long blonde hair. He looks a bit like Dio, but he's not Dio. So he was a really nice man actually. Like he helped Jonathan after that, even though they had a fight. But after that, he actually showed respect to Jonathan for sparing his life. And then Dio tried to. So he also went to London's East End, and he actually killed a bunch of people, and he wanted to try out the mask. So his plan was to use the mask to kill Jonathan, and that way he can also kill off George, and then he can get the family fortune and the possession of the house. So he wanted to first trial test the mask on someone, and oh my god, that was so brutal. So all the spikes were like going to this stranger's head, like all the spikes were stabbing him, and then what the mask actually does is that actually turns you into a vampire, basically a blood-sucking vampire. And he got a bit of taste of his own medicine when the vampire started sucking his own blood. But he didn't actually die, because the sun came and basically made him perish before he could actually kill off Dio. So that was really unfortunate because he could have like killed off Dio really. So yeah, after that, Dio was finally busted by the police for his despicable crime for trying to kill off George George Joestar, the daddy. So yeah, so that was good. But then Dio was like trying to like he was trying to play off like he was like as if he felt guilty for everything he did towards them both. And unfortunately, Jojo was showing way too much sympathy. Like he was not like seeing through his lies until the guy with the long blonde hair was saying that you should not trust his kind words. You should not trust his words. Because he's actually he's actually someone who's very much a trickster. And Dio did that. He actually stabbed. He was trying to stab Jojo, but then his father actually got in the way of that. So his father actually got stabbed by Dio, which is absolute utter respect. That just broke my heart. Like, his father, like he treated him like a son, and he just does that. So the father dies, and Dio wears the mask and tries to fake his death because obviously the others didn't know what the mask can actually do. So they thought he died as well by committing suicide, but he actually turned into a vampire when he wore the mask. So it's like it's so incredible what this mask can do. It's so damn dangerous. Like once he becomes a vampire, he's basically immortal. The police could not kill him. They really couldn't. No one could kill him because the bullets didn't work, the stabs didn't work. So Jonathan decided to basically set the whole entire mansion on fire. So there was a huge showdown between Jonathan and Dio at the end, and at all costs Jonathan wanted to kill Dio for everything, because it's so unforgivable what he did. So, and it got to the point where he had no choice but to also take out his own life, because the only way to kill Dio is to set the whole entire mansion on fire. So I really didn't want it to come that way, because obviously I don't want Jonathan to die just so that he can kill off Dio as well. Thankfully Jonathan did not die, he survived the whole thing. And he tried to get his dead father's help, and that actually worked, because there was a statue right at the bottom that had like a really spiky thing, like a spear, but the spear actually stabbed Dio in the end, but it's just a stab. So and even when he did get burned, he got burned so badly, he is still alive. So I am very, like, I'm so frustrated, because even though I know he's the main character, and it would not actually make sense if he did die, considering that he was invincible before. Yeah, it's just frustrating, because he's so ungrateful for everything. But anyway, yeah, that's what happened. So I hope we see, if I am to continue with this, then I would like to see a reunion between Jonathan and Erina, because it's been like a couple of years now. So so yeah, I'd like that to be developed. And also, what is going to happen now? Like, is Jonathan going to find his own powers? Because he does seem to have some sort of powers in the opening song. So I'm assuming he's going to find his own power boost, just so that he can take down Dio. I don't know, but yeah, and that's what happened. So what do you think of these episodes? Let me know and stay tuned for more.